Morning guys, it's Monday of week 10. We're on the trainer this morning and looks like it's going to be the case for the rest of the week as it looks like it's maybe raining a lot. Got pretty lucky last week with actually managing to get out on the bike a decent amount on a deload week this week, so had a nice progression in the volume for the last 4 weeks during that VO2 max block this week, dropping the volume down from 20 hours last week to 15 hours this week to bring that TSB to a very manageable number. Got one easier session this week, and I'm actually going to do a ramp test on Zwift FTP Ramp Test at the end of the week. And then next week is the first week of Zwift Academy. I've been optimising the setup for Zwift for when I download it later this week. Benji from the TomLeeCycling podcast actually made a video on the Zwift Academy workouts that are gonna be in the academy this year. They've not been unveiled online, so I've studied his video a little bit more to get a good idea of what's included in each session. On the TC bike this morning, and then tomorrow I'm going to do a session on the road bike, probably indoors again because, like I said, it looks like it's going to be raining a lot. So yeah, I moved this table in front of the bike, and I can actually reach it rather than having to reach out to this side island. So that's good. Still got the fan. Got another fan if I decide that I need those super intense workouts. This week I've also been continuing tidying up in the garage, making good progress, really stacking things up there in a nice ordered way. One more trip to the skip or so, and then should be good to go because the plan is to have an Olympic weightlifting platform here. Make the space first, and then we can worry about buying that equipment. Having some issues downloading Zwift. We're going to have to do some IT troubleshooting to try and figure that out. Morning guys, it's Tuesday and we're on the trainer again today. The weather's not atrocious today, but kind of got in my head that I'll be doing a session on the trainer, so mentally my head was geared towards this. It's not a bad thing if I'm riding indoors all this week. Obviously Zwift Academy next week. Benji from the TomLeeCycling podcast, his video is actually really useful for working out what you have to do in the Zwift Academy workouts. 2 of the workouts have 2 by 30 seconds and 2 by 2 minute max efforts in them. One of them's when you're a bit fresher, and then one of them's after a decent session when there's going to be some fatigue in the legs. So I'm going to work that into today's session. I'm going to do my planned session, but before the session I'll do a 30-second and a 2-minute max effort. Then also after the session, because that's a key focus for the academy. Deload week, it's a shorter session than the last 4 weeks, so it's 6 minute 30-30 and then only 3 4-minute efforts, so should be able to accommodate those max efforts either side without too much issue. Going to be using these efforts to have some sort of gauge for Zwift Academy. Now the other max efforts are 8 minute max effort after fatigue, a 30-minute max effort after a 30-minute FTP interval. Final session, it's a 5-minute max effort. So yeah, got a good idea of what I need to do for Zwift Academy. Still struggling to install Zwift. Hopefully I'll be able to sort that out by Friday because I want to do a ramp test on Zwift. If the ramp test gives a good number, I'll use that as my FTP. If not, I'll just stick with what I've been using, my FTP of 380 watts from the last time I did a FTP test last year. Just finishing the warm up now, then 30-second max effort, 6-minute rest, then the 2-minute effort. That's similar rest to what I should be getting in the academy workout. Got the resistance wrong on that one, so I was actually spinning out and I couldn't get the resistance up in time on the Wahoo. So yeah, I'm going to actually take a 3-minute rest and try that again because it wasn't super representative, I'd say. Just spinning out at 600 watts. My 2-minute effort, that was awful. Yeah, I don't know why it's so much worse than my 1 minute and my 5 minute. Like, relative to my 1 minute and my 5 minute, I should be able to at least hold 500 for 2 minutes. But I try and hold that and just blow up like a minute and a bit in, like I literally just couldn't keep any power down. I think those max efforts really take it out of you. 30 phase didn't seem too bad. That's because I don't really pace them. I just aim for about 500 plus on the overs, and then the unders I just knew already. But that first 4-minute effort was awful. Absolutely died in the last minute and dropped below 400 watts. So only got 2 more. See how they go. Somehow that second 4-minute effort was even worse. Yeah, last week I felt like it was easier to keep constant power on the indoor trainer because you get a resistance, and then so long as you keep the same cadence, you keep constant power. Today it feels like I'm keeping the same cadence. My cadence is constant, and then my power just suddenly drops off 50 watts, and I have to push on to bring the power back up. At least the cadence is going to come down again, so I'm just fucking spiking constantly. Feels like my power meter's like losing contact or something, but it's forcing me to try and bring the power back up. Fucking hell, I'm so dead. Really easy session compared to the last few weeks, so I'll try this last 4-minute effort, but yeah, reality check for sure. I'm also fucking shaking the trainer forwards, so my shifter was bashing against the table by the end because the trainer had come off the platform. I was a bit snivelly at the start, so there's potential I could be slightly ill, but to be honest, I feel alright. Yeah, just the power's not there. So yeah, do this last 4-minute effort with my 4-minute rest, which is 4 minutes plus lying on the floor for 90 seconds or whatever. Trying just to keep to 400 watts. But like I said, it's just, can't keep constant power, it feels like today. Just dropping off, just suddenly drops off 50 watts. Pace, that last one was still down, so see how I feel over the next few days. But I think it might be the case that I'm not ill, and it's just those max efforts. I try way too hard on them, so it needs to be a max effort where I'm not going 100%, I'm going like 95, 90%. Because otherwise, if I have sessions with the max effort at the start, then I'm not going to be able to finish the session, I don't think. I know I try really bloody hard on those max efforts compared to someone who their max, them going for a max effort is only 90%, then they're able to do the rest of the session, I'm not. So yeah, have a think about that, because it might be the case that nothing's wrong today. I've just cooked myself on those 3 max efforts I did. Only 3 minutes of work, but it's enough to completely wipe you out. So yeah, I think I'll go try the max efforts now after the session, even though those VO2 max 4-minute efforts were really low. See how these max efforts do after doing the session. That might give me an idea. Did 2 max 30 seconds effort there, and they weren't too terrible really. So try this last 2-minute effort, because 2-minute efforts are one I really struggle with, and I just want to see where it's at really. Would have thought as an ex-800 metre runner, the 2-minute effort would be my best, but based off this week, today, and a couple of weeks ago when I did 2-minute max efforts, there seems to be one of my worst. So yeah, got it done. Have a more meaningful look at the data this afternoon. Probably do another 40-minute spin on the bike now, but yeah, needing to sit down. Oh, Zwift Academy is not going to be easy.
Legs are feeling a bit heavy. Putting 2 and 2 together, aka excuse number 27 or something. I did a gym session last night, and I'm very experienced in the gym, so I wouldn't have expected a gym session to interfere with my session the following day much, but for the last few weeks I haven't been doing as much gym work, so obviously that gym session would have taken a bit more out of me, and it could be the case that my legs just weren't fully recovered for the session, so that session was a bit harder than expected. But yeah, session was alright. I mean, it's all data at the end of the day. Another session in the legs, so we'll just move on and see how we go from here.
Your boy has figured out the IT issues, and we're getting Zwift downloading now.
And they kicked me in the balls. It's Windows 8 on this PC, and Zwift is not supported.
Managed to get Zwift going on my dad's laptop, so this is going to have to do.
Priorities right. Got to get them ankle socks to optimize the tan lines. Like we could go mega. For me, this is how I work on my tan lines. I run the ankle socks rather than the try hard aero socks.
Morning guys, it's a very windy Wednesday, but we're out on the bike thinking about doing 3 hours. Just being going to be careful with my heart rate. There's some signs I could potentially be ill. High resting heart rate last night when I was sleeping. So just be careful, and if it seems like there's a good chance I'm ill, I'll pull the plug and have a couple of rest days, I reckon. 15 minutes in, everything seems alright, so fingers crossed I haven't caught the bug that my dad clearly has. After you've been caught in the fog for so long, the sky looks so unbelievably blue, you know.
Good morning, it's 3 o'clock. Today I've basically taken just a preventative rest day sort of thing, so I'm feeling absolutely fine, but there's the potential I could have been ill based off my dad being ill. So I've just been having ibuprofen, paracetamol, resting. Yeah, just took the dogs for a walk today, just eating like normal, but not riding, and getting out again tomorrow. So yeah, just in the garage this evening doing some maintenance type stuff, so making sure the bike's nice and clean, and then putting on some new tyres onto the wheels for winter. So these are just 28mm Gator Skins, not a super fast tyre, but I mean they're probably faster than the ones I was running at the previously, but yeah, just a standard, reliable, durable tyre for the rest of the winter training, I guess. Just popped at Halfords to get some mudguards, so now we got new tyres and mudguards on the road bike. We're fully ready for winter bike right here.
Morning guys, it's Friday. First wave of the storm has cleared. It's a lovely day today, so getting out on the bike, heart rate is very high, so still potential lingering illness, so just going to be sensible with it. Power meter was going bonkers at the start, was reading way too high, calibrated it, down now to normal numbers.
Classic me, making a mess to try and ultimately make the garage a bit tidier, so sorting through the old climbing stuff, so the climbing stuff we had as a family, and yeah, just trying to do a bit of an audit of it. It's only these tiny little shoes from when I was a kid. Me and my brother were kids. It's funny. Making some good progress. Like, got it all behind the wall again, and I know where things are now, and they're a lot easier to access. Fair to say my dad has a few pairs of climbing shoes. Morning guys, it's Saturday and we are doing our first ride on Zwift. Connection dropped out. Hopefully that was just because it was the end of the tutorial. So I'm trying to launch just the free ride again and see if it's fine. Hopefully this isn't going to be a recurring thing where the Bluetooth just drops out constantly. Pissing with rain. I'm cold now because the thing loses connection and I have to try and restart for it to hopefully not bug out. I feel like such a knob just waiting around to ride my bike. It's there! Got it going again. Hopefully it doesn't shit the bed this time. So I've realised I don't have a lap function and I'm feeling alright, so I think I'm just gonna start a new ride and give a go at the ramp test, because I'm only planning on having Zwift for the Zwift Academy. Probably never do a ramp test again, so I don't think it'll give a very accurate result, but it'll be worth having a go at it, I reckon. So I think we're going to do that instead. Let's have a go at this. I've got the fan on. Get too cold during the first probably 8 minutes of the test when it's like way under 300 watts. So put the coat on, start off with. Hardest part of the test, spinning out at 100 watts. Just spinning out at 120 RPM. So then my legs can't keep up with it. I start spinning out and it's like, more power. It's like, bro, I wish I could. Got it done. Estimate of 356 from the ramp test, so it's fair enough. Yeah, ramp test is highly skewed towards
the anaerobic side of things, the VO2 max stuff, like that last 5 minutes is pure VO2 max interval. Once I get above 400 and up to 400, it doesn't really count for anything because it's not that hard. Just fatigue you a bit. 5 minutes at 350 average, I guess. Yeah, FTP is probably still, I reckon, close to 380. It's just another type of test, another estimate. They're all inaccurate at the end of the day, apart from the 1 hour test. But yeah, we've got that range of 360 to 380 that my FTP is probably at. So I felt good, so hopefully I've kicked any illness I might have had. A bit more familiar with how to use Zwift now. So like I said, I've come up with a bit of a plan for the actual Zwift Academy. So it lasts for 6 weeks, and there's 6 workouts. So I'm actually going to do just 1 workout a week, the Zwift workouts, and then a second workout in the week, earlier in the week to prepare for that workout. So 2 sessions a week for 6 weeks. And I'm also going to do them in a specific order that I think tailors towards where my strengths lie. So I'm going to start off with the longer stuff, threshold based work, and then hopefully get fitter throughout the 6 weeks and end with the hardest efforts that are extremely VO2 max dependent. Now that I've sorted out all my tech issues, it does feel, I will be honest, I see the benefit of Zwift. Like, it does feel a lot more like outside riding with the natural change in resistance, changing gears with the changes in elevation here. It feels pretty normal. I still think after the trial ends, I'll just use the Wahoo, because unless I become a Zwifty by the end of the academy and get completely converted, and then they can take my fucking money. Just after the ramp test, but I say that's pretty normal. Dropped the TT wheel at the bike shop the other day to get the bearings done on it, and just having a look at the front wheel, like feels like there's a similar sort of play there, so might need to get the bearings sorted on this front wheel as well for the TT bike.
Sunday, I'm actually going to go along to my first group ride this morning. A local club here in Sheffield that I'm looking at possibly joining.
Group ride to end the week there. It was 4 hours, but very surgy, so even though the average power was very low, I feel like it took a bit more out of me. Plus, I had to actually wake up a human hour for it rather than just rolling out of bed whenever I want. But no, good fun and good decent week. I'm feeling nice and refreshed for Zwift Academy. So my TSB is nice and is leveled off, which was the plan. So yeah, should be feeling good for starting sessions next week.